So it'll be like red. You see it's recording now, right on. Okay, so yeah, I don't know why he's not talking, but he's a great friend. Hey, what's happening, guys? Nick is filming for me. Just happened to come by, and after this, we're gonna go take on the world. No, I'm just kidding. We might go climb Mount Royal because it's a privilege to have that here. Because as my friend Ed told me last year, compared to Toronto, which I've only been there like what, once a month, twice. He says there's no parks downtown, so the mountain is a gigantic park. Anyway, so I don't know when you're gonna see this because normally when I film one of my paintings, it's like, I post a video that day or the day after to help drum up business, and I don't really care about the numbers YouTube because I make bullshit amount as a YouTuber. So on positive, on a pretty regular basis, as Nick knows, thanks for filming that.
Yes.
I do commissions for people sometimes. So this one is from my friend Scott. He's gonna give this to his girlfriend Bunny. It's not a real name, of course. And that's the Plymouth satellite he bought off her like what, a couple of months ago, 3 months ago. Yeah, here, even come over where the lighting might be a bit better here, and even stay there a bit actually, because there's more light coming from the window in here. But anyway, he bought this 73 Plymouth satellite from his friend. Geez, why did I forget his name? Anyway, I did a painting of the guy's 78 Ford RCMP police car, Ford LTD or custom. And anyway, he had this Plymouth, and what's his name again? Why can't it's not Dara? It's not Dara. It sounds like something Dara something. I don't know why I'm blanking out. I'm a pothead. Whatever. Anyway, besides the point. Beautiful condition, driver condition, not perfect, but very nice condition. 318 V8, of course, and this is a 73. So oddly enough, it was the first year for what's known as the federally mandated 5 mile per hour bumpers, the big bumpers that they came out with in the 70s on Fords and GM. But for some reason, I still don't know why, Chrysler was kind of excluded from that. So what they did instead, they couldn't redesign their bumpers, I guess, in time on the 73 models and up, so they put up these blocks in the front and rear, these big rubber blocks, and that was legit. I don't know how the hell they got away with that. Even Nick is laughing. Yeah. It's ridiculous. The malaise era. Well, it doesn't get more malaise than a 73 Plymouth satellite. Again, a car that came out during the oil crisis, and so people were really hungry for fuel economy, and that's why the sales of compact cars really started taking off in the 70s, like Datsun, Toyota, Mazda, and so forth. Then you had the worst car shit boxes imaginable, like Fiats and Ladas and all this crap. And Volvos were up there too, I guess. And I just insulted a bunch of car guys. Oh, well, too bad. And these actually, believe it or not, Nick, you might be surprised, but I actually, am I showing you this? That actually I have a 1979 used cars lemonade book by Phil Edmonston, the famous Phil Edmonston writer about cars, about used cars, quality, all that. And he wrote that apparently these cars, this generation of these Plymouth Satellites and the Dodge version, the Coronet, they were very good cars. They're very well made. And surprisingly as well too was the AMC Hornet of those years. So the malaise area hasn't completely hit in terms of like poor quality, but at least, and also it didn't, but it did start to affect the 73 on, or 72 on and up, the horsepower on cars. That was really like the oil crisis and government regulations in the US really killed muscle cars and insurance companies. So, yeah, I was going to have Nick show me painting this a bit, just to give you an idea, again, just to show people in this world of unfortunate, ever-increasing bullshit such as AI, that I am a real person. I have paint here. There's paint here, and I can paint my painting here to show you how I do it, because I've always said people, well, I'm visually impaired. Well, so you see, for example, we got to correct the dash here a little bit. This is a little bit, should be stopping like that. And it occurs to me also I'm going to have to fix the steering wheel here because you can't really see it anymore. But the interior is generally darker than the exterior, obviously. And so that's a little trick I use with my finger. If I can't like really blend in colors, then you just like kind of wipe it a little bit, because that's why one day I'd like to eventually, if I have more money, if I'm ever a more successful artist, I'm going to change over to oil paint, because oil blends much easier than acrylic. So I might not have done the best thing here, but again, I'll probably add more green, and I can do a little bit more here as well on the back seat. Are you getting this? Yeah. And again, this is just, I'm not using a picture here. I have been using a picture for the car, proportions, details, mirrors, hubcaps aren't finished. This needs a slight tweaking. But this right here, I'm just going from memory, not just from picture of that car, but cars that were generally been taken at this time of day, like whatever, late morning, I don't know, early, whatever time you took the picture, afternoon. And I probably should grab my phone and show you the picture, actually, come to think of it. So you see, I'm doing this for my friend. I give him the friend price for the painting. I'm not going to say what it is. And you know, it's good content for me as well, because it can maybe, hopefully, bring me business. Even one of the few times Scott showed one of my paintings, you know, he's giving me a plug, right? And it's brought me, well, didn't bring me a lot of business, but I did get one commission. I did one of Scott's guys, one of his fans, a guy in Ontario, a 77 Oldsmobile Omega, which was of course the compact version of the friggin' the Nova. And it was just the same thing, actually. Quite frankly, the Skylark, the Nova, the Skylark, the Oldsmobile Omega, and the Pontiac Phoenix, it's all the same thing. It was just really the front grill was different, maybe the bumpers and the tail. Everything else is exactly the same, even the engines. And that's why people actually, they started to, some people, I guess, started to lose a little bit of interest in General Motors because their cars started to look a little too much alike in these years, you know, let alone get in big trouble for putting, let's say, a 350 or a 305 Chevy engine in an Oldsmobile. A lot of people actually sued GM for that because they thought they were getting an Oldsmobile 350 engine, not a Chevrolet. So that was a big deal at that time. And we're going back now like over 45 years, you know, almost 50 years. So that goes to show you how, as my office shows, you know, that's why me or Nick or Ed or anybody I know, like a lot of you, we love these old American cars. There's just so much character. There's so much integrity. There's so much. You open the hood, you know where the generator is, you know where the coil is, you know where the spark plug wires are, you know where the oil filter is. You can fix and change all that stuff. The wiper motor, the heater core. And today it's a fucking disaster. Everything is covered and hidden, and the battery, you can't even take the freaking battery off the ground. It's a nightmare. And ask Nick, he'll tell you.
Sometimes it's not even in the trunk.
It's in the trunk. We're like, why is it in the trunk, for crying out? Because there's no room in the front. Freaking Ed's Corvair got more trunk space in his front of his car. That's a compact car from '63. So many of these cars today, everything had to be so aerodynamic that it's impossible for anybody to fix their own cars anymore. That's the sad truth. And what happens to that? If mechanics don't fix it, it goes to junk. That's why a lot of us, we worry about these electric cars, because the batteries are massive. The batteries generally are either behind the wheels, but if it's a big car like a Tesla or a truck, it's all underneath, the whole floor underneath between the wheels. It's a freaking battery, and that costs like 25, 30 grand or more, which is like what? A third of the cost of the cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So in other words, you're not going to pay for another battery if the car's 12, 13 years old. The battery goes, what happens to the car? It's probably going to go to junk. So that's why it's one of the many reasons people even like me or Nick have problems with electric cars. And again, let alone the fact that, like, you know, times have changed. I've been living here in Hochelaga, right, in the inner city for 11 years. And sometimes I'm working on my computer, I don't have music playing or anything, and I hear a car go by, and it's like right away, you know, it's an electric car. And years ago when I moved here, you never heard that. There was none. Like, that just really only started, like, I think, 2014, 2013, when Tesla came out, and then other companies started coming out with electric cars. And it's funny, we're talking about this, because I'm going on about this and that, because out of passion and because I've had 5 coffees. So, but it'll be great to show you guys this painting when it's done. I want to wrap this up by saying, you can see it's a Shell station. I thought, you know what? I don't feel like putting Shell. People know gasoline. I mean, you have to be an idiot, and I've been, like in a coma for the past 50 years to not know that's the Shell symbol. And then, of course, the yellow and the red is Shell. It's not a fucking McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like putting Shell. I don't know why. I think it's because compared to Chrysler, there's no name on this anyway. There will be, but you won't see it well because it's so small. It's like, I don't know. I don't feel like giving a company that makes billions and billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. That's even in question now, actually.
Unless you put one that's no longer in business.
Nick, what do you think of what I did, like a lot of Italians did in the 50s, this detail, kind of a rock. I tried to do kind of a rock kind of wall detail. I could have just done something like the pavement. I'm like, no, I wanted to do, now I'm looking at it, something kind of bothers me, so I'm going to have to fix this now, is I don't like, there's no contrast between this gray and here.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
I might have to fix, I'm not really rushing this, and But yeah, it's going to be really cool when it's done. And again, the last painting I did of the don't put your hand there. That's the ads there. You could show those ads. Just that's all vintage American car ads. Everything from AMC all the way to Oldsmobile, Pontiac. But yeah, I'm instead of doing it, I'm gonna probably put like. I think like I did the last painting I did of my friend's 70 Cadillac convertible, the blue one. I put that Fina gas station. I might put something like service up here again, or tune-ups, something like that, very general repairs. I don't know. I got this picture, by the way, for the gas station. Like I studied a few of them, and obviously I've been at so many gas stations in my life, you kind of remember what's what. Like this, I didn't need to have a picture for this. I mean, it's pretty obvious that but wait, what's this? What's that? I'm surprised you didn't ask me about that. Did you notice that?
What is that?
It's supposed to be Sasquatch. Yeah, because you see, that's what what is it? Scotty says to me, he says, yeah, everything sounds great. He says, you just, the only thing I ask you is to paint a Sasquatch. It's like, she likes a Sasquatch. Okay, whatever. It's like pumping gas. Well, I can't put it pumping gas really, because then it would have been hiding. That's actually Scott's 50 Chevy. I think it's a 50. And he's got a 58 Plymouth here. And he's Mr. Plymouth, by the way. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to put the Sasquatch here because then it's going to cover up the cars. So I figure, how about I just put him like with the pump. He's about to go fill up the car, And so yeah, it's realistic, but it's pop art, it's cartoon, So yeah, and I mean it is almost done. So I don't know if I'm gonna do another video to this when it's done. Really, I might tack it on and probably be shorter because I ramble on enough as it is, and this is going on like what
12 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah, exactly. People's attention span is probably like 10 minutes because the video and the battery's dying anyway. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna film it when it's done. You can see here, this is a made in China freaking thing. So this is not supposed to be warp here. See that? It's supposed to be like straight. What do you want for a $5 canvas? Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks, Nick, for filming.
All
okay,
right.
rock on. Let me know if you want me to paint something for you. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Ciao.
Ciao.